My entire life, I've wanted to try hot air ballooning. A lot of people are curious about it, that feeling of just gliding through the sky. Well, we are talking with Keith Coates, and you have been ballooning for how many years?
5 years now.
5 years. Well, tell us how you got started.
It all began with crew. The whole balloon, we cannot do this without crew.
Yeah.
So, which the crew actually helps inflate the balloon, chase the balloon on the ground to where we're going to land.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we got started with this. We did that for about 3 years, and with a local pilot in WAYLAND, Rachael, and we just got hooked on this beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And I told my wife one day, I says, you know, we're not getting enough rides, and I can fly this thing.
Yeah.
So we started pursuing buying a system. Bought this system in '05.
Wonderful.
And it started since then.
And now this is really a hobby that your whole family has embraced.
Correct.
This is Rainbow Sherbert.
Rainbow Sherbert.
Here, and you are a licensed commercial pilot.
Correct.
Which means you can take people out for rides.
Correct.
They can pay you to do rides, or you instruct also.
It also gives me the ability to instruct, correct. Yep.
That's wonderful. This sensation, where do you get started? We're kind of laid out here, and you can't really tell from the start, but this is going to be 7 stories high.
This is going to be 7 stories high.
So you get the basket on its side.
Yep. Yep. Lay out the envelope. We will cold inflate the balloon with a fan. At that point in time, we will hit the burner. The balloon will stand up, and it'll start to rise.
And here we go. Oh my. This is amazing. You know, a lot of people say the experience of being in a hot air balloon is like none other. How do you explain that to people?
It is hard to explain. The sensation of movement, it is slow, low-level flight, which this is the only aircraft that you can really do this in. And the silence, except for when the burner is operating, you can carry on conversations with the people down below, and it's a very much of a attention getter that people come out and they want to see you fly over.
And once you're inside that basket, it's not windy. I mean, it's basically the same temperature as being on the ground.
They say it's like being with God, in God's hands, is how it gets explained a lot, because God is holding you up and in the silence of the air, and it's exhilarating.
It is truly beautiful. So how exactly are we getting the balloon down?
How exactly are we getting the balloon down? Very good question. Just exactly what makes the balloon goes up is heat. If you just let the balloon naturally cool, it will come down. And when I want to control the ascent again, I'll just add some heat.
Well, Keith, I know a lot of people probably ask you about safety. This is a very safe way to enjoy flying through the air.
Safety is number one. Like I say, at any time, anything that feels uncomfortable or not, it's not worth it. There's another day. We can do this again.
It's wonderful. And because you have so much experience, and this is such a really great hobby for you, you exactly know when you shouldn't be up in the air. I just want to say thank you so much for allowing us to be along on this ride.
Sure.
We really have appreciated it. Amazing. We are talking with Keith Coates, and the ride is Rainbow Sherbert Hot Air Ballooning.
A fantasy fairy tale.
It was amazing, amazing, and I'm glad to be able to share the experience because I've always wondered about it, and I know that I'm not alone in that. And to be up there, you think it's going to be windy. It is so serene. It's actually up in the balloon, the same temperature, same wind as being on the ground. And it can't be too windy. It has to be windy enough to be able to travel, but if it's too windy, the conditions are not right. So Keith and other pilots watch the weather very close. In fact, we were going to go up at one time. We ended up waiting about an hour to make sure we had the optimum conditions for it, because safety is so important, and that's stressed. And he's a very careful pilot. as all are, and making it a wonderful experience because you want to have that. You got to try it sometime.
I was going to say,
gotta try it.
and just seeing him, meeting him through this story and watching it on the air, you can see he's got just a great disposition, just a fantastic personality, and his family seemed so excited to be a part of it.
And they're all a part of it. They're part of the crew.
That's exciting.
And as our pilot, Keith, does this for a hobby, he is a licensed commercial pilot, so he can take people on paid rides. He also can instruct. And we're going to put his email address on our website for those who may have questions or are interested in taking a ride. We just want to say the cost is anywhere between $200 and $250 per person.
So one of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences for people. And Amanda Harper did a great job shooting that story. Not always easy in cramped quarters. Up in the air.
And it was a little bit cramped in that basket, too.
Fantastic. Well, if you're interested in following ballooning in a couple of years, Battle Creek will host the 2012 World Hot Air Balloon Championships. It's a prestigious opportunity. The World Championship expected to draw people from more than 30 countries. And maybe you could get your license and compete on one of those teams.
I know.
You got about a year and a half.
Yeah, I've got some time to plan, and I think it'd be cool. Pleasure riding is different than racing.
Oh, yeah,
Let me just say that, too.
Oh, yeah. You got that right.
We have much more of 8 West coming up. We're going to be right back.
Your all-access pass to everything West Michigan.